Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to the next session of Connecting the Dots of Urja Ladies Club. हमने अपने पहले सेशन में आप लोगों को अशोक कपूर से मिलाया, जिन्होंने अपने बर्ड फोटोग्राफी के पैशन से हम लोगों को रूबरू कराया। और आज का हमारा सेशन जो है वो हमारे नेक्स्ट परिवार के नेक्स्ट डॉट को कनेक्ट करने का वक्त है। हमारा अगला डॉट है आकाश ओसवाल। So before we go any further, I think for the uninitiated, जिन लोगों को शायद अच्छे से अभी पता नहीं है कि हमारा प्रोजेक्ट कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स क्या है, so first of all let us initiate you to the project. So आज की होस्ट मैं हूँ रुचि गर्ग और मेरे साथ मेरी को होस्ट संगीता गुप्ता। So connecting the dots के बारे में आपको आज बताएंगी संगीता गुप्ता। Over to संगीता।
हेलो एवरीवन, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स। जैसे कि आप नाम में ही सुन रहे हैं, कनेक्शन उन बच्चों के साथ, वो टैलेंटेड बच्चे, हमारी परिवार सोसाइटी के वो टैलेंटेड बच्चे जिन्होंने अपना नाम प्रोफेशनली अपने देश में ही नहीं विदेशों में भी बहुत अच्छे से एस्टैब्लिश किया, बल्कि प्रोफेशन के साथ साथ उन्होंने अपना नाम एक अपनी हॉबीज एंड इंटरेस्ट में भी बहुत अच्छा मुकाम हासिल किया है, एक अच्छे लेवल तक लेकर गए हैं उसको। और उन्होंने अपने क्या कहें हम उनके बारे में कि हमें बोलते हुए भी बहुत प्राउड फील हो रहा है कि यार हमारी सोसाइटी के बच्चे ना इतने टैलेंटेड हैं कि उन्होंने अपनी सोसाइटी का नाम ही नहीं, अपने परिवार का नाम ही रोशन नहीं किया, हमें बहुत प्राउड फील कराया है। सो ये बोलते हुए मुझे बहुत प्राउड फील हो रहा है। सो हमारा इस प्रोग्राम का जो मकसद है वो इन बच्चों से मिलाने का ये है कि वो हमारी जो अपकमिंग जनरेशन है वो आए इनके सामने और इन्हें सुने, इनके बारे में जाने, और जो इनकी जर्नी रही है इनकी हॉबीज को लेकर के, इनके इंटरेस्ट को लेकर के, वो समझें और जाने कि किस तरह से उन्होंने अपनी हॉबीज को एज प्रोफेशनली अपनाया है, या ये कहें कि उन्होंने अपने प्रोफेशन के साथ साथ अपनी हॉबीज को भी अपना एक पूरा वक्त दे करके एक अच्छे मुकाम तक पहुंचाया है। बल्कि बच्चों के साथ साथ मैं बड़ों को भी यही बात कहूंगी कि हाँ, ये बच्चे हमारे लिए एक इंस्पिरेशन बने हैं, तो हम उनसे ये चीजें लें, और जो कभी हमारे पीछे छूट गई हैं चीजें, लाइक हमारी हॉबीज हैं, हमारे इंटरेस्ट हैं, कुछ मजबूरियों से कुछ कहीं हमने कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस किए हैं अपनी इंटरेस्ट के साथ में, तो मुझे लगता है कि हमें उन दोबारा से उन पर अपना काम करना चाहिए, उन्हें सोचना चाहिए। और जब ये कब होगा पूरा, तो हमें लगता है कि हमारे जो प्रोग्राम है इस कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स का, ये मकसद पूरा हो जाता है। तो होप कि हमें ये रिस्पांस बहुत जल्दी मिलेगा कि हम सब बड़े भी अपनी हॉबीज को अपना काम देंगे, अपना वक्त देंगे। और इस लॉकडाउन के थ्रू, ये लॉकडाउन में हमने ये जाना कि एक जैसा रूटीन चल रहा है सबका, कुछ नयापन लाया जाए इसके लिए। तो इस नएपन के लिए बच्चों की पढ़ाई में लगे या लेडीज का किचन में एक ऐसा ही एक रूटीन वर्क में टाइम पास हो रहा था, तो हमें ये फील हुआ कि ऐसे एक काम करने से कुछ नया मिलेगा सीखने के लिए हमें, और बच्चों से जुड़ने के बाद में हम भी शायद कुछ नया सीखेंगे। ये लॉकडाउन को एक बहुत अच्छा सक्सेसफुल, एक क्या कहेंगे कि एक बुरा वक्त ना समझ करके एक अच्छा वक्त समझेंगे कि हमने इस लॉकडाउन के थ्रू बहुत कुछ सीखा। इसलिए मैं ये सोचते हुए कि बच्चों को इससे बहुत हेल्प मिलेगी, जो कि हमारे इस प्रोग्राम का एक मकसद है कि वो आए और उनकी जो भी हॉबीज रही हैं, लाइक उनका फोटोग्राफी, सिनेमाटोग्राफी और ये साइकिलिंग, म्यूजिक, ये जो इनकी हॉबीज रही हैं, जो कि जिनमें उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छा मुकाम हासिल किया है, इनको सुनते हुए बच्चे एक बहुत अच्छी हेल्प मिलेगी बच्चों को अपने करियर में जाने की, उनको अपना प्रोफेशन चुनने की, या ये कहें कि प्रोफेशन के साथ साथ अपनी हॉबीज पर वर्क करने की। ऊर्जा लेडीज, जो कि ऊर्जा आप जानते ही हैं, एक नाम ऊर्जा, एनर्जी, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव दोनों एनर्जी होती हैं। हम पॉजिटिव एनर्जी जो कि समाज में पूरे फैलाना चाहते हैं, कोशिश हमारी यही है कि उस पॉजिटिविटी के साथ में ही हम उन पॉजिटिव लोगों के साथ जुड़ें, जिनके साथ में हम ये अपनी पॉजिटिविटी को सारे समाज के अंदर में फैला सकें। तो उन्हीं के साथ में हम अपने लगातार इसी तरह के यंग टैलेंट के साथ में जूम सेशन के थ्रू इसी तरह जुड़ते रहेंगे और उम्मीद करते रहेंगे कि सबको इससे बहुत अच्छी हेल्प मिलेगी। आज के इस सेशन में हम इसी तरह के यंग टैलेंट के साथ में जुड़ने जा रहे हैं, आकाश ओसवाल, जिन्होंने अपना नाम गिनीज बुक ऑफ वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड में भी दर्ज कराया है और हमें बहुत प्राउड फील कराया है। अपने परिवार को नहीं, अपनी सोसाइटी को भी बहुत प्राउड फील कराया। सो थैंक यू आकाश,
थैंक यू,
इस प्राउड फील कराने के लिए, और वेलकम टू आवर प्रोग्राम कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स।
थैंक यू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू संगीता, तुमने बहुत अच्छे से कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स को एक्सप्लेन किया है।
थैंक यू।
Now, I think it's time that we welcome Akash Oswal on board, and let me all introduce you to Akash, who Akash is. So Akash actually is a lawyer by profession, and he is also helping his father, Mr. R.C. Oswal, in his mining business, and cycling is his passion. आकाश हमारे परिवार का सबसे शरारती बच्चा हुआ करता था।
No doubt.
और हम लोग सब बोलते थे कि पाँव में पहिए लगे हुए हैं, लेकिन हमें पता नहीं था कि एक्चुअली उसके पाँव के नीचे पहिए लग जाएंगे और वो कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच जाएगा। तो आकाश साइकिलिंग को उन्होंने अपना पैशन बना लिया। ही इज द एल्डेस्ट सन ऑफ सुमन एंड मिस्टर आरसी ओसवाल, एंड यहाँ तक कि उसने अपना पैशन इस हद तक कर लिया कि आज उसका वो पार्ट ऑफ प्रोफेशन भी है। ही इज ऑल्सो इनटू सेलिंग इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बाइक्स। सो पैशन को अगर आप प्रोफेशन बना लेते हैं तो देयर इज नथिंग लाइक इट। सो आकाश हैज डन दैट। नाउ समथिंग मोर आई वांट टू टेल यू अबाउट आकाश। आकाश हमेशा स्माइल करने वाला बच्चा, ब्रिमिंग विद एनर्जी ऑल द टाइम, एंड ही आल्सो बिलीव्स इन मेंटेनिंग रिलेशनशिप्स. What I know of Akash till now, he is the binding factor among his friends. वो हमेशा अपने दोस्तों को जोड़ के रखता है, हमेशा एक पॉजिटिविटी फैलाता रहता है। और उसके ऊपर एक खास बात जो मैं आकाश के लिए स्पेशली मेंशन करना चाहूंगी, वो शायद हम में से बहुत कम लोगों को पता होगा। Every year on Teachers Day, Akash goes to his school, Elcon Public School, to express his gratitude towards his teachers. I think that is very, very commendable, because आज की डेट में से हम में से कितने लोग ऐसा करते हैं। So very big round of applause for Akash for this. All right, Akash. So thank you so much for making us so very proud. And now let's begin with his session on cycling. Basically, Akash ने कश्मीर टू कन्याकुमारी तक का सफर जो है वो साइकिल पे तय किया हुआ है। एंड उसके आकाश के अकॉर्डिंगली हमारा जो देश है भारत, वो हर कोस पे उसका भाषा और पानी बदलता है। एंड ही लव्स मीटिंग पीपल, एज आई टोल्ड यू, ही बिलीव्स इन मेंटेनिंग रिलेशनशिप्स। सो ही डिसाइडेड टू travel from Kashmir to Kanyakumari on cycle. So let me introduce, we have actually created a small video on Akash. So let us see the glimpses of Akash's passion first. So that these were the glimpses of Akash's tour. I think we all can see उसने अपने passion से कितना मस्ती उसने किया है और अपना passion भी आगे pursue करा है. So okay, over to Sangeeta Gupta, who's brimming with questions for Akash. Akash, आकाश, सबसे पहले ये बताओ कि तुम्हें ये इस साइकिलिंग के लिए मोटिवेट किसने किया?
Okay.
तुमने कैसे इसको पैशन बनाया अपना?
Okay. So the one who motivated me, and after a long time when I actually picked up cycling for the very first time, was my friend Danny. So he just stays downstairs, and he once bought a very nice bicycle, and he walked up to me once, and he just showed me that Akash take Jabbo. So basically, people call me Jabbo out here. So देख क्या cycle बहुत next level bicycle I bought today, and I just want you to buy one so that we can go around places. Okay. So he walked up to me stating this, and at that time that bike was costing around, I think, 18,000 he bought one bike for, and I was like, oh my god, itna महंगा bike, how can I afford? I mean, hold on, let me see my things, and if in case I can buy one, like, I'll definitely do so. So उसने बहुत initiate किया, बहुत he was very persuasive about it, and then eventually I bought his bicycle only, and then he bought another good one. So basically, yes, Daniel Hoffland, actually a very good friend of mine, and he has gone to Canada now with his wife. Has been there for a year or two, but then definitely he has really inspired me initially to pick up cycling for day-to-day activities and just to meet the daily course.
Okay, so Akash,
Yeah.
you also told me, when you were working as a lawyer in a company, you used to travel to your office on your bike. Yeah, can we see?
Yes. I used to. Yeah. Why not? I mean, I can actually show you that. 1 second. Can I share the screen?
Uncle is sharing it for you. Uncle Sandy is
enough that it
Oh, that's a
yeah,
different thing.
yeah,
time
we
to
got the
fix the
wrong
front
one.
tire.
I can share and show. 1 second.
Okay, you share.
Yeah, it's right here. So this is where I used to work. Thomson Reuters is a legal processing outsourcing, and then when I did law, I worked with this company for 4.5 years, and for an year or so, I used to report to work on this bike which I bought from Danny only.
Okay, so that reminds us of Danny now.
Yeah, and it was so good because just by looking at me, a lot of people actually got inspired, and even some friends of mine, they started reporting to work on their bicycle to cut down on the cab ka paisa. जो cab में they used to shell around 2,500 odd rupees. It used to credit it into their salaries, and then they used to save a lot of money by that way also, and gaining health also side by side.
Oh.
So biking to work was a very good thing which I started, and a lot of people got inspired from it.
Oh, that's very nice, Akash. Okay, how did this Kashmir to Kanyakumari came to picture? I mean, you were working with this law firm. So how did this idea crop up to you?
Not really. Basically, I actually quit my job in 2015, and when I actually joined Dad in his mining business. So I eventually figured out that I have a lot of time. Like after getting the orders lined up and dispatches and all those stuff. So I found a lot of time there, and by the time I used to actually cycle and go to mountain biking and different races I did when I used to work. So that time I used to go for expeditions and this and that. But only after quitting job, when I realized that you need to figure out like how much time you can accommodate for this particular K2K tour. So yes, Indu auntie, I should thank her. I think auntie, I'll always be very thankful to you that you walked up to our doorstep and actually.
Let's ask Indu auntie to wave.
Yeah, yeah, Indu auntie actually, she just, I don't know what in the world happened. I think when the होता है ना, when things are setting in their places, तो कुछ ना कुछ अपने आप बन ही जाता है. And I was also thinking about a long distance tour at the back of my head, and auntie came up to my door and asked me ki there is a seminar about to happen in Balco apartment market, and Mahesh Giriji, the MP of this area, would be coming, and we will be talking about Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. So I don't know what happened. I just thought about like, why in the world? I mean, I think this is a very good motto, because if you think about it, my sole existence actually depends upon someone who actually gave me birth, right? My mother. And if you talk about like, if a mother is being well taken care of in her childhood, and if you taught well, if they are actually brought up well, then it will be a very good family which will be turning out well. तो होता क्या है कि in the end हमें जन्म देने वाली तो हमारी माँ ही है, तो अगर बेटियों को देखा जाए तो अगर उनको अच्छे से संभाला जाए, सिखाया जाए, पढ़ाया जाए और empower किया जाए, I would say then a very good family would be turning out and it will be a very good world afterwards. So Beti Bachao Beti Padhao clicked that very moment, and I just thought, auntie, why not? I just, and it was very prompt decision. मतलब मैंने एकदम से फैसला कर लिया था कि मैं इसी मोटो के साथ I'll do the K2K. And I swear to God, I went there and I just Mahesh Giruji, he launched me there, and a lot of people actually started questioning about it. How will you do it? How will you do it? तूने बोल तो दिया, तू करेगा कैसे? And my dad and my mother was more curious about it and more concerned also. On the other hand, my dad is chilled. Okay, my dad is very मतलब उनको लगता है कि ये कुछ ना कुछ तो कर ही लेगा, मतलब कैसे ना कैसे तो कर ही लेगा. उनको इतना भरोसा है मेरे पे. मम्मी को बड़ा डर लगता था कि अरे ये कैसे होगा, मतलब तू अकेला जा रहा है.
And Akash, actually you are the only son and your mom's Raj.
To be very true, yes, I'm the only son. तो वो तो no doubt, हाँ वो तो no doubts about it. Only son है तो obviously डर तो लगेगा ही, but I think उसके लिए भी मैंने well taken steps I took, and मैंने उसके लिए क्या किया कि I reached out to sponsors. A lot of sponsors I reached out to, and one of the sponsors was Garmin. So it's a world-renowned brand, Garmin, and they gave me a camera and a speedometer. And when you just connect that both with the phone, that it releases a link on the Facebook, and whensoever you click that link, the person will be able to see where I am going, what area I am at, what's the temperature, what's the altitude, what's the speed I am running at. So everything in and about of it. So mama was kind of taken care back. So चलो ठीक है, इससे मेरे को थोड़ी रिलीफ मिलेगी कि तू कहाँ जा रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, कैसा रहेगा, चलो आराम है थोड़ा सा.
And one Suman sharing it to us all the time, अरे आकाश अभी यहाँ है, अरे आकाश अभी यहाँ है.
And I remember my mama also made sure कि अकेले तो नहीं जाने दूंगी, कोई एक और अगर हो जाएगा तेरे साथ तो मेरे को और अच्छा लगेगा. So I started looking out for people. Is there anyone who is gonna go along with me? So thank God, like-minded and bike-minded people, met each other. My good friend Naveen, he got in along with me. तो उसके साथ अच्छा रहा मेरा 40 day का tour, बहुत ही अच्छा रहा. मतलब I'll obviously you will share some photos and videos about it. But yes, I had time in my business. मेरे पास अभी भी बहुत time होता है, तो मैंने passion को भी इसी के साथ join कर लिया. So 5 hours on my main business and 5 hours to my, so I'm taken care of in a day. Like by 10 hours, I'm happily working both ends.
Okay, that's very nice, Akash. I think let's before speaking more on your trip, K2K trip, let's see the small video that you have sent us on K2K.
Yeah, please go ahead. It's nostalgic.
Okay, I think K2K trip was the one that we showed in your intro video, right?
Yeah.
So
it was a PPT.
Yeah, and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. I think you had this particular mission that you got yourself associated with. It must have had a major impact everywhere.
Definitely.
बहुत inspire किया होगा इसने.
Definitely.
What was the reaction that you got whenever all over the places that you went?
So basically, my core idea about Beti Bachao Beti Padhao to promote the schemes of the government, and to make sure that the people they should be more open to their needs and concerns, and especially to the government schools. I mean, where we used to go and take proper sessions with the kids, and to make sure that the girls who are actually topping the schools. So we gotten a lot of envelopes from people. We had a lot of money also with us, little bit. So we used to give it to those girls, so that and in government school, as you all know, that government school ka actually fees is very minimal. It's like 75 rupees and 110 rupees. That's it. I mean, so we made sure that we will fund their entire year's education. So we did that in a lot of areas in Punjab and Haryana. So actually, while coming down through Deccan, so we came down to a lot of schools where we funded their education for annual fees, and made sure the girls should feel really good about their being. So I mean, होता क्या है कि there are a lot of issues where like female feticide, and you know when a girls are being killed and not well taken care of by the parents. So these things are to be really a big concern in India right now also. And there have been one instance where in which one school principal actually shared that story. So what happened is there एक लड़की के पेरेंट्स ने लड़की को उठा के एक्चुअली घर पे बिठा दिया कि उनको पढ़ा नहीं रहे, कि उसको पढ़ाने के लिए नहीं. बट उस एरिया के पंचायत ने स्पेशली प्रिंसिपल से बात किया, दोनों ने जाके पेरेंट को समझाया और गर्ल को सेल्फ फंडेड एजुकेशन उसको दी, और वो लड़की अभी आज की तारीख में रोहतक में अच्छे कॉलेज में पढ़ रही है. We are in contact with them.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice.
So these things, I'm actually getting goosebumps by talking about all of these stories, because these actually make me feel really, really inspired. Like, look, when they actually take steps and go out of their way to make sure that the girl who is really meritorious, उसको पढ़ाने के लिए सारे हर सक्षम कदम उठाने चाहिए. You never know.
Yeah,
they might become the leader of our nation.
That's
so that was a fulfilling experience for you.
Definitely, ma'am.
तो आकाश,
please.
Anita, please.
तो आकाश, तुम्हारे ये किसी भी ट्रिप से पहले, जैसे भी तुम्हारा इतना लंबा ट्रिप होता है, इतना लॉन्ग ट्रिप होता है, इसमें अपने आप को किस तरह से प्रिपेयर करते हो, तैयार किस तरह से करते हो, मेंटली, इमोशनली, फिजिकली? क्योंकि बहुत सारी लैंग्वेज फर्क हो जाती हैं, कितने ही सारे तुम लोग ऐसे पड़ाव देखते होंगे जहाँ इमोशंस भी होते हैं, तो हर चीज को किस तरह से प्रिपेयर करते हो अपने आप को, कैसे ट्रेनिंग पीरियड होता है?
Before going on a trip, you have to be very strong. I mean, in every respect. So,
Definitely.
इतना लंबा आपको साइकिलिंग करना है, सबसे पहले तो आपको फिजिकली अपने आप को
बिल्कुल
आपको डेवलप करना है. So what did you do for that?
So I have been cycling like from 2013 onwards, okay, and I have been regular about it, and so for me to be able to get into that motion was was not that big of a deal. Basically, I used to go for 50 kilometers on an average 50 kilometers. Like going to India again and coming back is 30 already. But what I used to do is, when I was planning for K2K, I made sure to actually go to 100 kilometers a day for a week. I did that. I went to Manesar, I went to Faridabad, Surajkund. I made sure for 7 days at least, I should be doing 100 kilometers in Delhi NCR, so that to check whether my stamina is that well or not. And yes, I was able to do it, and then I was happy about it, that somehow in the end, because K2K was a 40-day tour, right? And we were supposed to cover the entire distance in 40 days, so that makes it 150 kilometers a day. And yes, we did. Our average was 150 kilometers. So what we used to do is, we used to start our day early at around 5 o'clock onwards. We used to cycle, go around here and there, have milk whatsoever coming our way, and then take a rest somewhere underneath some tree or some shelter, some gurudwara, some temple, and then start again by around 3 o'clock or something, when the sun sets little. Sun is not that harsh on you. So that's what our planning was, to do half in one phase and then half on another phase, and then make sure by the end of the day, wherever the sun sets and the visibility goes down, wherever we find a good place to stay, we used to take stay there. Yes, I used to, one thing I must tell you, there's obviously in Parivar apartment on the top floor, there's a terrace in front of our house, right? So I used to sleep in tent for 1 month. I used to just sleep in my tent. And I recently bought, obviously in that time when I bought one, so my parents were like, tent went तेरे को allow नहीं करेंगे, तुझे को tent नहीं मिलेगा, ये सब उनको लगा कि मैं कहीं रोड पे लगा के बैठ जाऊंगा. ऐसा नहीं है. But then मैंने literally 1 महीना tent में बढ़िया enjoy किया, अपना music system ऊपर लगाता था, dim light करके आराम से I used to sleep. And what a beautiful experience it was. थोड़ा सा गर्मी लगता था for 5 minutes, and afterwards when the sweat actually gets it cools you down. And सुबह की bird की chirping से जब मैं उठता था ना, I still feel it that I can actually do it any day.
Right.
हम लोग सब टेंट खरीद लेते हैं, छतों पे लगा
It's a wonderful experience, I must tell you.
नहीं, आकाश का बताते हुए ही लग रहा है कि उससे कितना एंजॉय किया
एंजॉय किया।
I got बंदर नहीं आते यहाँ पर।
तो ट्रिप के दौरान तुम अपने ख्याल किस तरह से रख पाते हो, मतलब जैसे सेफ्टी का पूरा, जैसे आपके पास मनी भी होता है, आपका अपना सामान भी होगा, आपके अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स भी होते हैं,
Right.
तो वो किस तरह से उसका ख्याल रखते हो, कैसे उनकी सेफ्टी रख पाते हो?
So we all had some chore pockets in our jerseys, okay? So basically, where we used to keep our bigger notes like our अपना Aadhaar card and other things, and obviously one credit card, one debit card also I had just in case we run out of money, so we can just take it out. So and one more thing, we had a lot of medicines. So I mean, I remember कि पुणे के बाद ना I must have had something very spicy or something. तो मेरे को ना बहुत ज्यादा ना एक्चुअली इट यूज्ड टू लाइक बॉइल्स हो गए थे, इची हो रहा था। तो महाराष्ट्र में जाके somewhere a friend someone who just we met on the road, he told us that I don't remember the name of the drink, but then he told me that एक drink आता है वो पियो, और वो बड़ा ही अजीब सा कड़वा सा था। I don't remember the name. If any Maharashtrian friend of mine who knows, can you please comment in the below and let me know what that drink is, because it's a कड़वा drink and it आपकी वो जो खुजली और जो फुंसी हो जाती है उसको हेल्प करने में, कूल डाउन करने में हेल्प करता है बॉडी को। I think नीरा होता है, I think नीरा करके एक होता है, ताड़ी का कोई पानी टाइप का सिस्टम होता है, कुछ था वो। तो वो पीने से बड़ा कूल डाउन होता है, and I had around 5 odd glasses of it.
बेटा तुमने ताड़ी भी ट्राई की इसका मतलब।
तो वो नीरा बोलते हैं उसको, I think। तो अच्छा था, 5 odd glasses I had and it was very nice and it helped me.
Any particular, I mean, are there any particular documents that you have to take care of, in the sense like, you know, before starting the trips, ये हमारे पास होना चाहिए,
yes,
ये clearances हमको कराने हैं, कोई वैक्सीनेशन लेना है, वो सब भी होता है क्या?
No, vaccination नहीं होता, but only one document I carried, which is very important also, क्योंकि महेश गिरी जी जो हमारे दिल्ली के MP है, ईस्ट दिल्ली के, तो उन्होंने मेरे को एक अच्छा सा लेटर लिख के दिया था that whatever comes your way we will support you with everything। तो उसको दिखा के हमको PWD गेस्ट हाउस में फ्री स्टे मिल गया। तो वो हमें अच्छा हो गया। क्या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सोशल कैंपेन था ना ये, एक बेटी बचाओ, इट्स बीजेपी का सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का बेसिकली सोशल कैंपेन था। तो उसमें अगर हमको सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, अगर वो दिखा दिया हमने, तो वी वर हैविंग अ फ्री स्टे एट PWD गेस्ट हाउसेस, which was a very good deal। मैंने कहा चलो हमारे पैसे बच गए भाई।
और क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स आपने कैरी किया, मतलब any important documents that we needed apart from this?
Well, not really. The only thing which helped us also actually down south when language became a barrier. So हमारा क्या होता था when these reporters on the move used to catch us, like two odd looking people on the bike are going somewhere, so they used to catch us and they used to take our story and they used to print us the very next day.
Okay.
So what we used to do is we used to take the cutting of it, and wherever we go and we don't know what they are trying to say, we just show them this is what our story is and we are on a good mission, so we are not actually harming you anyway, please just let us stay. So then they used to let us stay. I mean, my chest is exploding out of laughter because it used to be so funny, because initially their expression used to be different, but the moment they read that article in the newspaper, acha, it used to be so good.
Akash, can you show that picture of the map, Kashmir to Kanyakumari? Can you show it to us, Abhi?
Yeah, why not? 1 second, I'll just share now.
The route that you took.
Yeah, 1 second, I'll show. It's a very so we actually made sure one more thing while planning the route. Where's the route? Yeah, here is it. Is it sharing?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay, share. Okay, is it there now?
Yes.
Okay.
See, this is the route Akash took, and they covered more than 4,000 kilometers.
Yeah, it was 5,000 plus actually.
In how many days? 40
days.
40 days.
So while planning the route, one thing I just want to let you know all, basically we took a longer one. तो देखा जाए तो हम चाहते तो ग्वालियर से होते हुए, चंबल घाटी से होते हुए, थोड़े से गुंडों से पिटते हुए हम लोग निकल सकते थे। Daku. So basically what happened, we actually got to know that couple of cyclists actually got beaten down at this area, Gwalior area. So that's why we actually made sure that we come down to Chandigarh and then Delhi and then going to Nimrana and then Jaipur and then Ajmer. So basically Ajmer is my birthplace, my nani's house, Jaipur is my masi's house, Ahmedabad is my mami's house. Okay.
So you met all your rishtedars on the trip. So
all the rishtedars, all the rishtedars.
Very smart.
And the best part was this actually. The moment we actually came down to Daman, then we realized, oh my God, what a heaven it is. So Daman is a very beautiful place. If you have not gone there, you should definitely go because of the Portuguese culture out there and the housing and the the colors of the houses and the people out there is very nice. One of our friend Murtaza, who joined us from Navsari and came all the way to Daman on his scooty, supporting us. When the moment he got to know, it was so good. Thank you, Murtaza bhai, if you're listening to this. And then we taken this route. So this is the best part. We call it Western Ghats. Basically, you have this Arabian Sea on the left side and the backwaters on the right.
Yeah.
So it was a very wonderful thing we did. And by the way, when we were jotting down the routes, so it just took us half an hour. Okay. So Naveen, my friend, was on his laptop. So I was just looking कि map पे डाल के मैं 100 kilometers डाल के check कर रहा था. चल ये कितना आ रहा है, 100 आ रहा है, चल लिख दे, ठीक है. So I'll just show you how it was like. 1 second.
Yeah. There is one you shared.
Yeah, this one. This is what the entire map looks like. And there was a surprise also on the move when we got to know that Pondicherry का एक माहे करके एक आता है रास्ते में हमारे केरला से थोड़ा सा पहले. So this was our route like. हमने लाल चौक से शुरू किया बनिहाल. तो if you can see.
But yeah, Akash, what I noticed is day 13 is missing. You are superstitious. Day 13.
Yeah, right.
Oh, अच्छा, I didn't know. तो यहाँ पर तो day 40 भी नहीं है.
40 में तो तुम घर आ गए ना वापस.
नहीं, so it was just on the spot thing we did, and we made sure कि to at least हम इतना अगर नहीं भी कर पाए तो at least 100 तो minimum कर ही लेते हैं. So this was obviously this was the map when we did, and it was all prompt. Okay, there was no planning, no nothing like that. On the spot planning करके कि 100 पे ये आ रहा है, चलो let's do that. अच्छा जयपुर दिल्ली से आ गई तो मेरे को मुंबई तक का पूरा पता है because I know. जयपुर तो I have been going 275 kilometers, so let's take a stop at Nimrana. चलो 100 किलोमीटर में वहाँ पर we can stay. So this was all about it, and yes, if anyone who is willing to go for a longer distances like such, I would rather say कि let's go and test your stamina first, because I don't want, and obviously cycle puncture हो गया तो you would not want to just get stranded in the middle of the road and helping people कि oh my please give me some lift or something like that. You should be well equipped. We had extra tubes, we had puncture kit, we had खाने का इतना सारा item कि one side of the bag was actually filled with bananas and BCAA powders and this and that, and on the other side are jerseys and other laptops and cameras, and we had a lot of gadgets, and despite of that we enjoyed the thunder shower of Kerala in the
But cycle, how did you carry so much on a bike?
I don't ask me. I mean, I just somehow carried.
Yeah, when I was actually looking at your photographs, मतलब मैं ये सोच रही थी कि तुम बाकी सामान लेके जाओगे तो कपड़ा तो चलो 2-3 टी-शर्ट में हो जाएगा, but every photograph has a different t-shirt, Akash.
Yeah, even we wore lungi, okay, on certain occasions.
वो तो चलो ठीक है, वो तो वहीं से ले लिया आपने लुंगी, but इतना सब कैसे आपने साइकिल पे कैरी किया? That's amazing.
Yeah, so actually so what is there is it's a pannier bag. So
you must have been, I think, even a tent house you were carrying, because कुछ photograph में.
Yeah, we had a tent.
Yeah.
And tent, we actually visited couple of areas जहाँ पर हमको लगता है कि अब now सुकून का थोड़ा आराम मिल जाएगा, पेड़ की छाया भी अच्छी आ रही है, मौसम भी अच्छा है. Let's chill at this area for half an hour or maybe an hour or two. उसके बाद कहीं चलेंगे. So it's a very easy, putting the tent up is the very easiest thing we can do. And we were also very, happy about the fact that we carried tent, because there were places where we couldn't find places to stay like. So हमने tent लगा के we just had a good sleep.
But did you never, were you never scared of the fact that, somebody might steal your cycle or something?
Not really, because those areas were such, like in a way, like a banquet hall, a garden. So you are in a safe area, but then it's
Okay. Not on a roadside
so
asset.
things are like that. So it's area.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a roadside, but then yes, there was a farm area where there was a very huge tree, and that tree was, I think, that was USP of that entire area only, because वो इतना बड़ा था, so we thought of actually just going underneath that only and just pitch our tent and let's enjoy the wind. And we placed our tent in such a way the wind was coming inside only.
Right. And what about, like, you must have faced इतना लंबा trip आपने किया, so you must have faced different kind of weather. So how did you endure all
Yes.
that?
Oh yes. And if you see that I started at actually 15th of March, okay? 15th of March we started, and अब मार्च के बाद अप्रैल आ गया, and उसमें भी हम उदयपुर हम जब जा रहे थे तो obviously like there was 52 degrees Celsius we were riding at. So there was one point of time when I used to remove my gloves, na, this entire area was black and my fingers were black and the entire area was white. So it was a black and white effect. Sun kissed हो गया था एकदम ही पूरा, full tanning. And yes, if you see, there was weather में तो बहुत extreme heat conditions. And if you see the elevation on the Patni Top hill, the elevation which we faced at Patni Top जाने से पहले 38 kilometers का extreme uphill, and then beautiful downhill we had around 27 kilometers का coming to Banihar and other areas. So obviously elevation was another big challenge. And बाद में नीचे हम गए जब around दमन और थोड़ा सा वेस्टर्न घाट्स की तरफ, so humidity was also such that we used to feel so dehydrated. तो हम लोग पानी भी बहुत ज़्यादा पीते थे फिर.
No, it was a very
Gayatri ma'am is asking something. Ma'am, unmute please.
गायत्री जी प्लीज अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को, अनम्यूट करिए. Unmute.
Yeah, now you're unmuted.
No, what I wanted to ask is, did you undergo any training before you took this uphill and downhill rides?
Yeah, definitely. So in Delhi NCR area, there's this place by the name of Gurgaon Faridabad Road. So
Okay.
that entire stretch is actually having a lot of elevation and uphill and downhill. So that actually area helped us. And on the other hand, if you see, our bikes were actually well equipped. So it has very nice gear system, so which used to help us take down the uphill with very easy pedaling also. So that also came as a help. And by the way, Hero sponsored me with a 1.5 lakh rupee carbon frame bicycle. So that was also a very nice gesture from Hero Cycles, that they came forward. And obviously I also got sponsored from UE Roll. So it's an ultimate ear Bluetooth speaker. So that also came as a very nice help, because when you're cycling and your music is right in front of me and your favorite tracks are playing, so then the milestones keep going by.
Okay.
आकाश, ये तुम्हारा जो जैसे अदर स्टेट में जैसे एंटर करते हो तो लोगों का रिस्पांस कैसा होता है तुम्हारी तरफ, कि मतलब लोगों को पहले से पता होता है या अचानक से तुम एंटर करते हो तो वो कैसे रिस्पांस करते हैं, कैसे तुम्हें वो रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, कैसे तुम्हारा वेलकम करते हैं वो?
Yes. So there have been occasions where first I'll talk about people who I met twice on the road. तो एक तो कुछ ऐसे लोग थे जो हमको एक बार टकराए और फिर दोबारा हमको while crossing Goa again हमको दोबारा टकराए. So there were two set of people. So if they are watching, then they must be knowing that we had a great time again meeting. Okay. And obviously people knew that we used to post our photos through our social media handles, so they knew that there are people. And obviously in news, so we actually got covered by more than 20 odd newspapers and a lot of news channels. So obviously there was a buzz around that there are people who are going across the country cycling around, and so there were people who actually knew about it and walked up to us and congratulated us, and they helped us with whatever they can. So there was this someone who we were just having our daily meal at a restaurant, and there was this guy who actually walked up to us and like, so you don't have to pay anything, it's all ours, no, it's from us, and this and that. Oh God, I'm so thankful that you actually cared for us. But then yes, there was a very small kid also who walked up to us and gave us bananas. Yeah, I was so touched. Yeah, एक बहुत अच्छा लगा था मेरे को, पता है.
तो वो अपने यहाँ पर तुम्हें ऑफर करते हैं खाना वाना, जैसे मतलब लंच पे, डिनर पे, कभी ऐसा मौका मिला है कि उनके साथ में कभी ऑफर हुआ हो?
yes. थाने, जब when we were crossing थाने, there was this Royal Cruisers करके motor bicycle group है. So sir, if you are watching, yes, definitely they not only appreciated us, and they actually invited us to a proper lunch meal. हमने उनके साथ अच्छे से lunch किया, and they even gave us their flag so that we put it on our cycle. So it's still there with Naveen right now. Royal Cruisers, lovely people there.
So when you come
Yes,
back
a lot of people.
from a long trip, Akash, how do you wind yourself? I mean, are there any particular steps that you need to take to wind yourself off?
Not really, basically, because coming back to northern part of India, there's not much of an altitude issue also that you need to really acclimatize yourself. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता है. It's just थोड़ा सा एक होता है that people are looking up to like, oh और कैसे कर लिया? So I used to like shy around and like हाँ ठीक है हो गया यार. थोड़ा सा एक होता है, like you carry your fame little bit when people actually know about it. So I remember I went to Alcon Public School where I actually got my schooling from. So all my teachers actually are very fond of me, and they just when they got to know that I'm doing certain thing like that, so still they talk about it. कैसा चल रहा है cycling? बढ़िया चल रहा है cycling. So yes, there is a little thing when you do go.
They do not remember you for your academics, but they do remember you for your cycling, right, Akash?
Not really. I was not that bad of a.
Yeah, of course.
But okay, yeah.
Yeah, Indu, are you there? Indu wanted to say something. Indu? Yeah. Please unmute yourself first. The very integral part of Akash K2K trip.
Hi, Akash.
Yeah, she just. Hello, Auntie. How are you?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Particularly, there is lots of blessing and congratulations for your whole cycling.
Thank you.
What would I like to think that say to you that really that's not me, that's you. You inspire me that I can inspire like so many children like you. You are the basic thing for me that after you there are so many good smart persons. They also came in my life, and I also tell them there is a one person, smart person like Akash, and he did this thing K2K, and this this K2K is very beautiful. All of the sudden जब ये K2K निकला ना तो बहुत मजा आया, और उसके बाद तुम्हारी वजह से मैंने बहुत जगह अपना नाम बनाया कि मैं
अरे आंटी, अरे नहीं आंटी,
और
क्या बात है?
आकाश एक बात भूल रहा है जो मैं आप सब लोग को याद दिलाती हूँ. आकाश के लिए हमने एक बहुत जगह हमने आकाश को सम्मानित भी किया था. एक जगह थी तालकटोरा स्टेडियम में.
राइट.
उसमें
इंडियन स्पोर्ट्स संघ.
Indian,
I still have the medal.
Yeah, उसमें कम से कम 20,000 लोग थे, और जिसमें से आकाश खाली एक ऐसा बच्चा था जिसके लिए अलग से स्लॉट सेट किया गया था कि वहाँ बहुत बड़े एथलीट्स आए थे, और आकाश ने देखा था कि हमारे पूरे इंडिया के जबरदस्त जिसको बोलते हैं ना मैचो मैच आए थे. तो जब मुझे वहाँ बुलाया गया तो मैंने कहा नहीं आकाश मेरी तरफ से आएगा. तो मैं उसके लिए बहुत सारे रिनाउंड स्पोर्ट्स लोग आए थे. आकाश सिर्फ एक ही बच्चा ऐसा था जिसने अपना स्लॉट अलग बनाया था और अपना स्लॉट अलग जीता था. और बहुत जगह मुझे लगता था कि जब मुझे अपनी उपलब्धियां बतानी पड़ती थी तो मुझे बार बार मैंने आकाश का नाम लेके बहुत जगह अपने आप को उस फ्रेम में भी फिक्स है कि नहीं मैंने आकाश को प्रमोट किया. नहीं जबकि ऐसा मैंने कुछ नहीं किया था.
बट आपने when you walked up to my door, auntie, I still remember you. उस समय हम बात कर रहे थे कि I am looking for a motto. When you told me about K2BB, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, then I don't know what, the way Ruchi auntie says connect the dot. Yes, I connected the dot that very moment, and I figured out yes that's the thing, and that actually gave me power. Because if you talk about something, होता क्या है, लोग cycling करते हैं but they don't have a motto which give meaning to their ride. This particular thing actually gave meaning to my ride and made my ride even more memorable.
Yeah. In the end I would say thanks to you, क्योंकि कभी कभी बच्चे भी ऐसे इतने बड़े हो जाते हैं कि जिसकी वजह से अंकल आंटी भी कॉलर ऊंचा करते हैं और अपना नाम बनाते हैं. You are one of them.
सही बात है.
We all must remember that we have a lot of celebrities in our apartments.
Yes, right.
Every like you, and one of thing I would like to say, wow to Urja Club, and that the whole credit goes to Ruchi and your team. तुम बहुत बढ़िया काम करते हो, बहुत अलग से हटके काम करते हो. Heartfelt blessings and thank you.
I swear to God, I will take 5 minutes.
Yeah, मैं बस ये Zoom meeting छोड़ रही हूँ
I
क्योंकि मेरी
remember when
दूसरी भी
Ruchi
है.
auntie actually walked up to me and told me about that she's.
Yeah, एक मिनट बस. Are you listening to me? Yeah. अभी मैं दोबारा, क्योंकि ये सारी लाइव जा रही है मेरी और सेटिंग मेरी है लाइव पे, और मैं आपसे बताना जा रही हूँ कि मैं अभी जूम मीटिंग में हूँ जिसमें हम लोग अपनी देह दान के लिए एक नई प्रक्रिया शुरू कर रहे हैं, जिसमें लास्ट हमने जब शुरू किया था दिल्ली, चंडीगढ़, दुबई एंड हरियाणा, इन लोगों के साथ हम लोगों के एक दे दीची करके हमारे क्वेश्चन है, और हम इसको जो लोग चाहते हैं वो मेरे फेसबुक पे देख लीजिएगा. नॉट टेकिंग टू मच ऑफ योर जूम टाइम. Thanks to Ruchi, thanks to Akash, thanks to team of Ruchi. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, so moving on to Akash. I think Akash, after the K2K trip, after such a long trip that you took, I'm sure that must have motivated you to do much more. और K2K trip में actually वो North East वाला part तो cover होता नहीं है. So you took another trip after a year. Yeah. And you covered Assam and Meghalaya, which was a 17-day tour and covered 1,500 kilometers, right?
Yes.
So was Naveen with you again this time? And, how did you go about this trip?
Okay. So looking at the fact that Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao was an integral, motto for our rights. So we actually got to know that the northern eastern part of India, the northeast part of India, basically is a very, very secluded area, and Assam and Meghalaya is these areas very beautiful and very heavenly, and especially Meghalaya I wanted to cover basically because of the 3 tribes out there, the Jantia, Khasi and Garo. So these 3 tribes are actually matriarchal in nature. Matriarchal culture is there. So the women are dominating in their fields. They're taking care of the businesses. Their culture is such that the men in the community are actually more taking care of the households and this and that, and the ladies are taking care of the business and running the shops. So matriarchal culture is what actually inspired me to actually go and take a look at that part of India. So when I thought of planning for Northeast, so we decided that the entire Northeast is gonna be very treacherous. So let's do bit by bit, and when we started planning for Guwahati, like Assam, and then Meghalaya. And it was very beautiful because we started again like from Kamakhya temple in Guwahati. Guwahati बहुत ही beautiful temple है. I think you must all visit. And वो बच्चों के लिए ही है, like for girls only. So and yes, वहाँ से शुरू करके हम लोगों ने जब अपना सफर आगे बढ़ाया, so we actually came across so many beautiful things, like people go and see one horned rhino like in a zoo or something. So we are just going onto the roads and we were watching one horned rhino on the left side of the farms only. So it was very, very open and wild.
Let us show the glimpses of your Northeast trip to everybody, Akash. Yeah?
Okay.
Uncle will play the video for you.
Yeah, please. So this is what we planned it like, but then we have only covered Assam and Meghalaya right now. We yet to cover Arunachal Pradesh.
Yeah, this is the entire area that he covered.
Yeah, but only right now we have covered Assam and Meghalaya. We yet to cover Itanagar and Nagaland and Mahipur. So basically, we planned it like that, but then only 2 of the states have been covered right now. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Siraj,
yes,
he had a... Yeah, Akash.
Yes, so Siraji is still, I think he's watching us right now. Siraji, if you're there, please unmute yourself and let me introduce you once.
Yeah, Siraji is there. He has...
Hello, Akash.
There he is.
So the story behind Siraji joining us was just that we were just having a good time, one good evening ride, and I just made him promise me that he will come for a ride like this, and somehow in God's grace, like he promised me that day, and he abided by his words, and he came for a tour with me on this one.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Okay, so one thing I want to tell you that before entering Meghalaya, so there was this one thing I think most of you would not be knowing it. I think might be a fact for sure. So there is a place that where we entered by the name of Majuli, and it's world's biggest river island. So we were not knowing it. Majuli is the world's biggest river island. So basically on the Brahmaputra river, it's the biggest island by the name of Majuli. So we actually went there on a boat, and it was very, very huge one. You can only see, dur the sand and all, because it was not that big of a thing. But then yes, people used to weave, what do you call that? Siraji, what was that thing they used to make?
Which one?
The sari they used to make.
Mekhla chadar.
Mekhla chadar.
Mekhla chadar. Very beautiful traditional Assamese dress.
वहाँ की वो लेडीज मखेला चादर वो बनाती थी घर के नीचे.
मखेला नहीं, मेखला.
मेखला.
Yeah.
So it was wonderful. I mean, we also didn't know that a place like would that come in our way.
Yeah, most of the women on cycles, huh?
Yeah.
Now this is Meghalaya. A beautiful place it is. second. So this place is very beautiful in a way. Why? Because it's a living root bridge. Okay, मेघालय में there is a place सोरा चेरापूंजी. वहाँ से अगर you step down like 3,000 steps down, you would end up in a place by the name of the living double decker living root bridge. This particular one. तो ये पेड़ के रूट्स ने अपने आप ही लोगों ने इसको थोड़ा डायरेक्शन दे दिया, बट ये लिविंग रूट ब्रिज है, ये अपने आप ही बन रहा है. और एक और ब्रिज है जो अब बनने वाला है. इट विल बी द थर्ड ब्रिज ऑन द अबव पार्ट ऑफ इट. सो इट्स अ वंडरफुल प्लेस और इतना नेचर के करीब है, इतना अच्छा है. यू विल फाइंड सो मेनी ब्यूटीफुल बटरफ्लाइज एंड बर्ड्स एंड and people are so nice and humble. I mean, I think if in case you ever want to plan a trip, you should definitely visit Meghalaya and then end up in Cherrapunji for at least 2-3 days, so that you would be secluded from your day-to-day, hustles, and you'll enjoy the nature.
Beautiful, beautiful.
बहुत ही सुंदर है वाकई.
Me, Naveen sir, yeah, Cherrapunji, the living root bridge.
So beautiful.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the place.
Oh wow.
वाकई आकाश बहुत सुंदर.
Yeah, this is the family. I think they had invited you.
Yeah, Sirji, would you like to say something about it? Because I have a lot to share. That guy is the guy who just you saw is Diganta Kalita. Dijuda we call him. He is no more with us. But then I don't know what in the world came to his mind when we came to Guwahati for our ride. When he got to know, he just made sure that he would want to come along.
Oh.
And on the very first day, he rode my bike and fractured his hand. And in the entire tour, his one hand was like this. And
yeah,
still,
we can see the plaster.
And still he was continuing, was having fun with it. And wherever you are, Dijuda, you're still the best. You just come back in whatever form you can and just enjoy life again.
Beautiful, Akash.
Beautiful,
बहुत सुंदर.
I'm sure all of you must have enjoyed this Northeast trip with Akash.
आकाश नेचर के इतना करीब कितना अच्छा लगता होगा ना.
I swear to God, I got to know that you didn't even go to that the nearest Mayur Vihar में संजय झील, no, right?
अभी नहीं गए.
आप जाना मयूर विहार is not far.
अभी अशोक ने बता दिया नेक्स्ट ट्रिप खुलते.
Beautiful place, वो भी अच्छी जगह है.
आकाश तुमको खाने का प्रॉब्लम कहीं पर नहीं हुआ? लाइक मतलब जैसे तुम वेजी हो, वेज खाते हो, तो मतलब ठीक है वो अपने आप बना सकते हैं तो बंदा अपने आप बना लेगा, लेकिन तुम्हें तो कहीं से लेकर के ही खाना है, तो कभी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आया इस तरह का?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं आया. बिकॉज देखो क्या होता है कि चावल मतलब हमारी इंडिया में हर जगह अवेलेबल है. हाँ. और चावल को अगर मैं हफ्ते में 7 बार भी खा लूँ ना तो भी मेरा पेट खराब नहीं होगा. तो चावल के अलग अलग चीजें हमने बहुत सारी चीजें खाई है. कभी अप्पम के रूप में, कभी इडली के रूप में, कभी डोसे के रूप में. तो ऐसा चीजें हम खाते रहते हैं, और प्लस रोटियां तो मिल ही जाती है, और सब्जियां बेसिकली ज्यादातर ये लोग आलू प्रेफर करते हैं और फिर प्याज और ये सब चीजें। तो तो बेसिकली आपको वेजिटेरियन खाना मिल जाता है, बट हाँ मोस्टली जो नॉन वेजिटेरियन खाते हैं जो तो उन लोगों के लिए तो ये आई थिंक इट विल बी फीस्ट, क्योंकि उन लोगों को अलग अलग चीजें खाने को मिलेगी जो बेसिकली नहीं मिलती यहाँ पर इंडिया में।
बिल्कुल।
I think it's time to move on to Guinness World Record.
Oh God, yeah, I'm wearing that actually. So basically, the one I'm wearing right now is what we have been given that day to wear, and we were on one uniform.
Yes. So aren't we so very proud of Akash to be a part of Guinness World Record?
I'll just show you 1 second.
अच्छा, अभी ये हमको नहीं दिखाने देगा, ये खुद दिखाएगा। Oh wow. So by the way, first of all, Akash, I would like you to tell everybody. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I actually got one like this. Proper.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Okay, Akash, first of all, I want you to tell everybody like what is this record that you broke?
Okay, so it was all taking place in 2018 by the name of Hubli Bicycle Club. So this was an idea that we got to know that Bangladesh has actually broken a record of US, and of 914 was the number what they broke. So basically the idea is to go in one line. Suppose one cycle is this, another cycle is this. There should be a gap.
We'll show them the video shortly. First you explain them, then we will show the video.
Yeah. So idea is to go in one line, a single line of moving bicycles, and the maximum number of people would break the record. So the record was broken by Bangladesh of 914, and then Bangladesh set a new record of
1182,
right? And now then we broke the record and we reached to a new level of 1 2 3
5.
Yeah. So
मुझे याद हो गया तेरा record.
And it was very difficult. I swear to God. अगर आप 4 लोगों को बोल दो कि एक के पीछे सिर्फ चलाते रहो तो एक ब्रेक मारेगा, फिर चेन टूट जाता है ना। 1235 लोगों ने 4 किलोमीटर तक एक गैप मेंटेन करके चलाया है। उसमें हर टाइप के लोग थे।
Yeah, let us share the video so that
you'll be blown away by looking at the video. Please have a look. It was very difficult. And we broke in the second attempt. First attempt was failure.
I am overjoyed to see that you have already realized that the responsibility of winning freedom does not rest merely on the shoulders of our countrymen at home. It is but natural that they should bear the brunt of the burden, and they have been doing so already. But at the same time, every Indian, no matter where he may be living at the present time, has a duty towards his country, and he must contribute his due share towards the final victory. This fact should further strengthen our...
You can share simultaneously, Akash, whatever you have to, okay? Yeah.
Self-confidence and optimism, and hearten us considerably in the fight that lies ahead of us.
North 2,000 cyclists from all over India gathered together to celebrate the Republic Day and to attempt something extraordinary.
We shall be able to break the record.
Hubli Bicycle Club designed and planned the roadmap for a Guinness record attempt. This is a conscious effort to create bicycle awareness under the campaign Respect Cyclists.
My 1 year has to be dedicated for creating awareness.
This is a moment of unity to achieve a common goal. It is personal, it is patriotic. To achieve bigger than a dream, motion and emotion must be in balance.
It was a great challenge for me. I think I have never taken such a challenge in my life so far.
No doubts about it.
Symbolizing peace and freedom, the balloons were released.
Thank you, all the best.
As a diamond is produced by iterative improvements, a foundation to the whole exercise was laid a year ago.
I thank all the sponsors for having generously contributed to this event.
When we are getting a feedback from each and every rider that the arrangement what we have done is amazing.
Medical response team is an integral part of such planning.
We have kept it very simple, very functional.
As you all know, the current record is for 1,186 participants. That was done in December 2016 in Bangladesh. So that's the number that you have to beat.
The union of mind and heart was very strong. There was determination and the zeal to dethrone the existing record.
ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನಾವು ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬಂದಿದೆ.
So if you're ready, we will start with the official attempt. Are you ready?
With pure invigoration at heart, the attempt began. Though cyclists were deterrent, there was a sense of fear which everyone had to go. The fear of maintaining the pace of the cycle ahead, the fear of swaying off the line, the fear of stepping off the pedal was prevalent. The sun god offered as much of a glare as he could to weaken the spirits of the cyclists. A sole motto united all of them from deep within.
Nothing makes us united other than patriotism.
Regardless of caste, creed, race, or gender, connection between people from different parts of India was incredible to witness. A huge blow of disappointment and dismay hit when the attempt was dismissed. An invisible wave of disheartenment was obvious. The twilight was closer, and they knew that the second attempt is going to be the terminal one to make or break.
We are again going to start our final and definitely successful attempt. Let us be all positive.
Amidst the sour faces, series of unifying war cries, so powerful, cheered people up. Counting began amid a million prayers, but doubts and hesitations only weaken your prayers.
My introduction, my name is Swapnil Dangrikar. I'm the official adjudicator from Guinness World Records. As you all know, the record that you were beating was for 1,186 people. And you have now broken the record. Once again, the number is 1,235 participants.
1,235.
I hope to
be involved in such many more events in HBC for years to come.
Thank you HBC, thank you GWR, thank you India for giving us this pride.
It is an illusion that an epitome of success is in a win, but the epitome of success is in the hunger after a defeat.
Boy, that was goosebumps आ गया भाई बहुत सारा.
Goosebumps आ गए यार. आकाश रोंगटे खड़े हो गए यार.
Big round of applause for Akash here.
Thank you, Hopefully Bicycle Club, once again, if they are watching, thank you so much for the efforts you have taken actually in organizing such a mammoth event, and VRL for sponsoring us, and other people, other partners who have actually joined hands and made this possible. I swear to God, it was not easy. It was very difficult because in the first attempt, right, what happened, the biggest challenge was that because everyone wants to become a part of a thing, right? Everyone wants to get an official Guinness World Record in their hands. So what happened was, bache bhi, and some aged people also were wanting to be a part of it. So, and obviously एक वो momentum set नहीं हो पाता है कभी-कभी, तो कभी break मार दिया तो पीछे का एकदम break लग जाता है. So it was a rubber band effect. So what we called it, अगर किसी एक ने थोड़ा सा भी ब्रेक लगा दिया ना, तो ये पूरा एक बड़ा गैप कन्वर्ट हो जाता है एक छोटे से ब्रेक से. So what we decided upon on the second attempt is we made sure, personally, voluntarily walking up to them and telling that for a greater good, please step out from this attempt. Please step out from this attempt, because some of the people have, all volunteers have figured out जिनका speed momentum रहता नहीं है, बन नहीं पाता, तो उनको उन्होंने point down कर लिया था. And we have voluntarily walked up to them and told them, please come out of this attempt so we can actually gain this break कर सकते हैं. तो उन लोगों ने भी समझा और फिर they came out of this thing, and then somehow eventually we did it. It was not easy, but
Yeah, definitely, I'm sure. Here are some more pictures of coverage and everything.
Yeah, we've got so well covered.
Please ask me when it's a direction. Okay, lane discipline is a thing, so be careful with
Yeah,
lane.
so my wife actually came along as a support. So मैं और रोशनी गए थे, and then so it was what was it like that from the very first attempt to the second attempt, 6 hours were gone. Okay, 6 घंटे लग गए हमको दोबारा रीऑर्गेनाइज होने में और करने में. और होता क्या था, स्टार्ट लाइन से शुरू किया और एंड लाइन पे पहुंच गए ना, देन वी रियलाइज कि अभी तक स्टार्ट लाइन से लोग निकलना ही खत्म नहीं हुए, एंड वी वेटिंग कि सब पूरे 25 जितने भी लोग हैं सब आ जाएं, एक बार इकट्ठा हो जाए. देन वी रियलाइज कि क्या प्रॉब्लम थी, देन वी टेकिंग इट बैक, और शाम होने आ रही थी. And obviously we didn't have much time, and we really need to be very sincere about it and maintain that tire. So we were only following one rule, सामने वाले का साइकिल का टायर देखो और एक मेंटेन करके गैप चलते रहो. Don't move here, don't move there, just be in the line. And it's not easy, I swear to God, not easy. क्योंकि वो एक मोमेंटम सेट नहीं हो पा रहा था, और जो जिनसे नहीं हो पा रहा उनको भगा दिया, बाहर निकाल दिया on the spot, and the others were following him and filling up the gap. So it was not easy.
I mean, I have a question.
Yeah,
like,
please.
लोग अभी तक सोचते हैं या सुनते हैं, मतलब टीवी में देखा है Guinness World Record and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How did you come to know, and the kind of training and everything that you had to undergo, the clearances? I mean, the process क्या है? किसी को भी करना है तो उसको कैसे?
Okay, so it's very simple. Just type it on the Google, that www.guinnessworldrecord.com. So you would end up on the official page, and you will go to the list of records that were broken. So if in case you imagine, like अभी मेरा एक दोस्त है Sanat Rath, if he's watching, then I should congratulate him, because अभी recently he broke one record of standing on 1 feet in a pose like this for I think for 13 odd hours or something like that. So yes, he broke one record, and it's very easy. If in a case आपका कोई एकदम unique है, so you have to mail them that I am about to do something like this which is not in your list. So they will process that well, and then they will give you 60 days to either evidence create करने के लिए, either video evidences or anything, so that you can prove them that you have done it well. Or you can call a Guinness official by just paying little money. So the Guinness official will come and see that attempt by his own eyes and give you a thing right away. So it's very easy. Anyone can do it. I think Ruchi aunty, you can break one record. Guess what?
Guess what?
Inspiring people and shouting on them.
अभी तू लेकिन ना behind the scenes मत बताना कि मैंने कैसे inspire किया.
हाँ डॉट के वही तो कह रहा हूँ shout करके डॉट के.
Okay, but I mean apart from this certificate, what all do you get? I mean the cash prize also.
No, not really. So they don't offer cash prizes. I think Limca Book of Records does offer some, but then Guinness doesn't offer cash prizes. And by the way, to get an award, like to get a proper certificate like this, you really need to pay some money also, because that comes via royal mail, right from I think London only.
Okay, so that's very nice.
Anybody
has any question, Abhi, or shall we move to the next achievement? किसी को अगर कोई सवाल है अभी तो पूछ सकता है. I think Gayatri ji has. आप unmute कीजिए please.
Yeah.
Then can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any role model for you? Because I find you that you're into this sport with utmost conviction and determination. So I'd like to know, is there any role model in your family? I mean, in any other sport or any other field, or your friend?
Okay, so yes, I mean obviously मैं जब पैदा हुआ तो एकदम से सब कुछ तो मेरे को नहीं आता था. When I saw people actually, there is this guy Mark Brauman करके. He was the guy who actually cycled globally, like cycled all across the globe. He's a world traveler on a touring cyclist basically. So when I read his book, and then I read this book by the name of Into the Wild by John Crocker, Into the Wild. So when I read that book, so these books too really inspired me in a way that when there's when the spirit of the undying thing, that when you really want to go out to the unseen and unheard, and you've not seen anything like that, and the exploring the nature. I can't explain in words, but then there's definitely that the spirit of exploring something, to just go out and see something by your own eyes and have your own real experience to share something like that. It comes from within. Some people might as well read blogs and have an idea about it, but I want to have a real-time experience of my own, so that I can express in my own words and my own wisdom.
Okay, that's
okay. Nice. You have not only made your parents very proud, but we Parvarites as well. Absolutely.
Seriously. Amita ji also had some question, I think. Amita ji.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, what is his future plan?
What are your future plans, Akash?
Are you going to include your wife also along in cycling?
Yeah. So I'm thinking of buying a tandem bicycle. In one frame, there are 2 seats. So I'm thinking of buying one so that my wife can sit at the back and I'll be the pilot. So I can actually. होता क्या है कि जब मैं साइकिल करने जाता हूँ इंडिया गेट पे, so I see like when the couples come on 2 different bicycles, तो जो husband होता है वो तो wife को यही बोलता रहता है, अरे इधर मत जा, अरे इधर आ. So I would want to take that hassle off and let there be one frame with one tandem bicycle, you call it. एक पीछे सीट, एक आगे सीट, बस. And you are sorted. साइकिल मेरे हाथ में रहेगी, जहाँ मेरे को लेके जाना मैं लेके जा सकता हूँ.
Gradually 2 साइड में सीट्स आ जाएंगी.
Maybe your kid will say, you drop me to school in a bike.
Let's see
Akash,
how it's good.
आकाश, तुम तो अपनी मैरिज में भी साइकिल पर ही गए थे, है ना?
आकाश की खास बात तो मैं बताना ही सबको भूल गई. आकाश is so passionate about his cycling, that वो अपने शादी में जो है घोड़ी पर वो साइकिल
पर गया था.
I swear that is such a fascinating thing.
Oh God. Yeah.
And Akash, actually, what I feel? See, मजाक की बात नहीं है, but actually it requires a lot of daring, to this level.
My cheeks are pain. मेरे cheeks दुखने लग गए अब तो.
No, seriously, मतलब नहीं करेगा ऐसे यार, ये this was fantastic.
All credit goes to Siraj ji. Siraj ji, are you there?
And look at Mama, you know, look at Suman. I mean, she's looking so perplexed. अरे यार मेरा बेटा क्या करने?
So it was a very nice gesture. ये साइकिल भी actually सीरज जी की है, and मैंने उनको कहा था कि I want a bicycle जिसमें दोनों बैठ सके. तो सीरज जी ने लास्ट मोमेंट पे एक्चुअली अपनी खुद की साइकिल ले आए, जिसपे ये एक्चुअली इट्स अ फोल्डेबल काइंड ऑफ अ साइकिल. तो सीरज जी अपनी साइकिल ले आए, बोल के चलो ठीक है आपके लिए बेस्ट रहेगा, छोटी साइकिल लिफ्ट में भी आ जाएगी क्योंकि फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे था बैंकेट हॉल. तो लिफ्ट पे साइकिल आ गई, फोल्ड होके मैं लिफ्ट से ही निकल गया, and I took one big round and I just came back. It was so wonderful.
And you know, it was the talk of the entire apartment. You know,
आकाश साइकिल पर गया, सबको ये पता था कि आकाश साइकिल पे गया.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, there's one more achievement of Akash that I want to touch upon. Akash also earned a badge of King of Kumaon by completing endurance challenge of 25 kilometers of straight uphill at Mukteshwar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think even that requires a big round of applause from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
A difficult feat, I'm sure.
So these, the set of people you just saw in the recent slide, ये जो इतने लोग दिख रहे हैं ना, so out of around I think 70 or 60 odd riders, only these people actually were able to get these special jerseys. So ये जो jerseys मिली है, these are the special jerseys, and they all are King of Kumaon, and I'm also there.
How to get these jerseys? I mean, is there any process that one has to follow?
Yeah, so it was a challenge. It was a challenge we took, and we finished it in the stipulated time period.
Okay.
So if you can see, there was this blue color jerseys on the first day we all are wearing. On the second day, when we started our ride, so there was this uphill and downhill. So this entire place is in Mukteshwar, Uttarakhand, and if you find time in your life, so you please make a visit there, because there's a Arohi, a place where you can Arohi करके एक NGO है, उन लोगों ने actually बहुत अच्छा एक setup कर रखा है वहाँ पर रुकने करने के लिए लोगों का. So you can go and have a very nice stay there. Plus what they do is, I mean, they make their own items, small soaps and all, and you know achars and all. So they're also helping the locals out there by just taking them as a help, and then obviously helping them in their livelihood also. So the Arohi actually organized such an expedition, but then yes, that 26 kilometers ka straight uphill was really very, very steep uphill. Matlab, it was very difficult, and somehow we did it, and yes, we got a tag of King of Kumaon.
आकाश इसमें बिना रुके ऊपर तक गए 25 kilometers.
Yeah, this is an accounted one. So this is an accounted trip. I have an unaccounted trip also when I went to actually Bangalore on my foldable, and I went all the way to the Nandi Hills also. So that's also something which I just do for fun. Basically, when I go to some state, I just take my bike along, so that convenience के लिए मेरे को कैब नहीं करना पड़ेगा और साइकिल से मेरे को जगह भी घूमने को आसानी से मिलेगा. So that's what I do. Like when I go to places, I take my bike along, foldable cycle, and just go around in the city and explore.
I'm sure your dad must be very happy. You know, economically तो मेरा बच्चा जो है
बहुत पैसा बचाया है, बहुत पैसा बचाया है.
सारा पैसा बचा रहा है. Very nice.
So cycling is a very beautiful activity. I would say that kids who are listening to me right now, I would just say, I know 63 में वो दो daughters हैं, and I saw kids actually cycling in the apartment only, and it's a very good habit. Yeah, it's a very good habit. And सुबह early morning or late in the evening, if you just go around and take some rounds, right? So
Tanisha and
yeah, I've seen Tanisha cycling.
Right.
Oh, she's joined here.
So Tanisha just get her sound system on and headphones on, and then she just keeps on riding. It's good, yeah. Good to see kids around the society going around. And someday I would definitely plan a small ride also to take you guys near our Mayurvihar area and come back safe and sound. Don't worry. Someday we'll definitely make a small trip to Mayurvihar Phase 2 and coming back.
See, this is what connecting the dots is. You know, the children would, I'm sure they'll already be looking forward to the complete upliftment of this lockdown, so that, you know, we can plan some good trips for them.
Definitely.
Yeah. Here it is.
आकाश, आंटीज के लिए कुछ है बोलने के लिए कि आंटीज को क्या बोलोगे, क्या बोल के मोटिवेट करोगे?
आप अपनी स्कूटी की चाबी अंकल को दे दो और आप साइकिल ले लो.
Okay. All right. I think, there are two more big achievements of Akash that I would like to touch upon. One is that he also obtained a second position of MTB race at Buddha International Circuit.
That's the first achievement of my life after picking up cycling, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And other one is you participated in a 200 kilometers race from Delhi Hudal to Delhi again, organized.
Yeah. It was a Paris. It's an organization from Paris, and when you complete that race, and if you're eligible, you will get a small little medal, especially from Paris. And it just came down to my doorstep one day, and I was so happy about that I was able to finish it in time also. So it was it was a 200 odd kilometer race. You couldn't stop anywhere in between. You had to. So होता क्या है, after every 50 kilometers there's a time stamp. वहाँ पर बंदे officials होंगे, time stamp होगा. अगर वहाँ पर आ गया कि अगर आपने time से बाद में किया है, then you are not eligible for the medal. अगर time से पहले है, then you are eligible. So by the end of all my 4 stamps, I was eligible, and there were a lot of people who couldn't get that, but then it's okay. And और इस race को actually हम लोग बोलते हैं brevet, BREVET, brevet. So brevet is something ultra cycling, you can call it. So it's a set of 4 rides: 200, 300, 400, and 600. So if you end up doing all 4 brevets, you will be termed as a super randonneer in the cycling industry, in the cycling fraternity. Super randonneer. So that's all about it. So a lot of people have been doing that, and I know a lot of friends of mine who are super randonneers.
Oh, fantastic. We'll soon run in our apartments, I'm sure.
No, not anymore now. I'm just.
Okay, now Akash is married, not anymore.
I can't go for long distances anymore.
No, you ask Rashmi, I'm sure, for that kind of an acclamation, she will be willingly.
तो मेरा बहुत ज़्यादा मन है मेरी लाइफ का एक और एक ड्रीम मुझे पूरा करना है, उसको बोलेगा tour of Europe, basically Euro tour. So I just want to start from Greece and end up in Portugal. So it will be a Euro tour, and that is my dream. I'm planning somehow कैसे भी हो जाएगा अगर. It will be a 1-month event.
Okay. You would require special approvals and all for that?
Definitely yes. Yeah, and my motto for that would be India's culture abroad, like basically. So spreading India's culture.
Aunties की, uncles की तरफ से तथास्तु.
Thank you.
सब लोग आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं तुमको.
Thank you. I just want to do that, once in my life.
पर एक बात बताओ, after all this, you chose. You are selling e-bikes now, right?
Yes. So that's another big thing.
All these trips were not on e-bike, were they?
No, those are on normal mountain bikes. So what I learned is that cycling for the growing body, basically for youths, is very easy. But for people who have actually attained a age of 50, 60, so for them, if you ask them to actually cycle down to India and come back, they would not only think twice, they would actually neglect that thought that very second, and they would just let that go off. So for making cycling that enjoyable and fun, so we launched a bike which has a battery attached. So that's the idea of electric bikes.
Can we see your electric bike? We had decided upon that, which you forgot to bring it in the room.
Okay. Achha.
After so much of halla,
It's actually standing downstairs. I almost forgot to actually bring it up. But whosoever is willing to watch it can actually just catch hold of me in the society, and I'll be happy to show them off.
You can share. If you have a photograph, you can quickly show us the photograph, and
okay.
We can do that.
Okay, I can show that way then. 1 second.
भाभी जी आप देख रहे हो इतने हल्ले के बाद में भी कुछ भूल ही गया ये finally.
I'm so sorry about it. Asha, see. So now, is it visible? 1 second, let me just see my camera.
Please, Akash.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
This is the bike.
Okay.
So if you see the black thing in the middle of the frame, right? That's the battery. So what happens is the battery actually allows you to pedal easily. तो विद वन पेडल आपका बैटरी चालू हो जाता है और आपको एक आराम से एफर्टलेस पिकअप मिलता है, तो मतलब जोड़ों पे दर्द नहीं पड़ता और आपकी बॉडी भी एक नहीं होगी, यू विल नॉट फील स्ट्रेस्ड while cycling. और तो होता क्या है कि
life of this battery, like for how many hours can this go on to?
Basically in one charge the battery takes you around for 75 kilometers and it's
not bad at all.
Not bad.
Yeah, and 3 hours में charge हो जाती है. So it's like मैंने यूरोप गया था तो I saw there a lot of people are actually using electric bikes and aged people. I mean they very aged ladies also. They're just cycling around and e-bikes and going and doing their day-to-day routine. Or I mean, it's been 2 months right now. We have launched it and we've already sold around like 90 odd pieces. So phenomenal response from the people, and yes, this bike is in itself the best electric bike in India right now.
Very nice, very nice.
And we have been importing it from France basically. So it's a French product.
So any precautions or anything in particular a cyclist needs to take or something? No.
For riding this? No, not really. It's a normal bicycle. It's just an assist coming your way.
Or a normal bicycle? I mean, uske liye aapko?
Yeah, definitely. So what you can do is, I mean, I always, when I see a lot of newbies on the road these days, जितने जो नए लोग जो अभी COVID-19 के लॉकडाउन के चक्कर में, जिम बंद होने के चक्कर में जो साइकिल एज अ स्पोर्ट they are trying to pick up. So what I tell them is always remember, wear your gloves, wear your helmets, and always carry an extra tube or something like that, so that if in case अगर आप घर नहीं पहुंच पाओ या फिर कुछ भी, at least carry your identity and some cash also along, so that you can at least put it into a auto or something and you can head back home. So these things are important. लोग चले तो जाते हैं बहुत दूर तक, पर फिर एक फ्लैट टायर हुआ नहीं और वहाँ पर फिर रोना शुरू. So that is not happening. आप अपना ध्यान रखो, अपने घर वालों का ध्यान रखो, अपना साथ हर चीज एक सेफ्टी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से लेके चलो.
So you people can change the tire tube if it gets punctured.
It's very easy.
Yeah, ideally it should be,
Yeah, it's very easy.
Yeah. And what about the traffic rules or anything that a cyclist?
Yeah, so that's very important thing you actually discussed. So होता क्या है, Delhi roads पे I've seen like motorists are actually always in a rush. I mean, you would not expect that decency from them that they would stop for you. So in that case, cyclists should always remember that if they are seeking some side while cycling, if they are seeking side, so you can always do this, so that they should understand that you wanting a side. So ये करने के बाद the motorist stop and then you take a side and go ahead. And always on Delhi roads or wherever in India, the cyclist should always be on the left side of the road, not on the right. So left में क्या रहेगा? You will have no one would be taking over from you on the left. Obviously in India, take over is always from the right. So always on the left, and if in case you seek some side, you can use your hand movements like that. I always do that.
Okay. And what about the night? Night riding? Anything?
Okay. Yeah, so there are some accessories, bicycle accessories which are available in the market. You can definitely go for a headlamp in the front and a reflector at the back side, so that whosoever is watching and passing you by should always have an idea that there is a cyclist on the road, or anyone who should not be moved over. So these things are to be considered. Small accessories one should carry always, and always a bright clothes. I mean, I have seen people wearing black clothes, and obviously low light condition में black तो एकदम से camouflage हो जाता है, पता ही नहीं चलता कोई है भी. So I would request people to go for either neon, fluorescent green, or any bright orange or white, so that you should be at least visible on the road. Visibility point of view, so you should always wear bright clothes or bright jerseys.
That would be the answer to everybody's thought. Whenever they would be seeing you cycling, they have always seen you wearing neon colors. Must be wondering what's wrong with Akash. He's always wearing such bright colors. So now they must have got this answer.
Yeah, seriously, because visibility is an important thing.
Yeah. Anyone else has any question? Anybody else? No one. मुझे लगता है मैंने सबके questions मैंने खुद ही पूछ लिए ऐसे लग रहा है.
Siddhi said I want to ask. Siddhi, do you?
Siddhi, you want to ask something, baby?
No.
Siddhi, I'm sure बाद में सोचेगी और फिर हमको वीडियो बना के देगी. No, you have something? You have something, Siddhi?
No, auntie.
Okay, you enjoyed the session, Tanisha?
Yes.
Yeah, Tanisha.
I don't have any questions.
You don't have any?
I should say that Gopi, if Gopi is watching, then I think he should again pick a cycle, because initially when I used to start, when I used to cycle, right, so Gopi used to join me for morning rides. अभी बहुत time से Gopi ने cycle नहीं चलाया, तो I think he should definitely get back to his bicycle.
You must tell this to Danny also. You know, he inspired.
Oh, Danny, definitely.
You know, he's left cycling totally.
Yeah, definitely. And
I wish we could have him on board today.
I know, Danny, missing you, bro.
Yeah. So anyone has any question? Okay. Single Bhai Sahab has something.
Hi, Akash.
Yes, sir. Hello, uncle. How are you?
Very fine. A
Hi,
naughty
sir.
boy. And I used to give lot of lessons.
Definitely.
अच्छा, this electric bike की क्या cost बैठती है?
Okay, so MRP is actually 49,990. And because of the festive season, we are actually selling this bike on the price tag of 47,000.
47,000. I mean, I'm asking because for the senior citizen, because you said.
नहीं, please. I think it's
actually he wants to know कि senior citizens को कुछ extra discount दे रहे हो कि नहीं?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं
है। ले जाओ, आप ऐसे ही ले लो, आप चलाओ.
Mentioned that in Europe that all those senior people they usually.
Yeah. If you, I don't know if anyone has been to Netherlands also or not, but then I've just shared a video on my page, Know Your Bicycle on Facebook. Netherlands में अगर suppose 10 लोग रहते हैं तो वहाँ पर 20 cycles है. I'm just giving an idea. तो Netherlands में जितने लोग नहीं है ना, उससे ज़्यादा तो साइकिलें हैं, and there are multi-level parking for bicycles basically. So Netherlands में एक बार एक incident ऐसा हुआ था that a girl got crushed under a car, and the entire Dutch community came on the roads as a revolution that we would not want cars to rule on the roads and we want bicycles to come. And that was, I think I'm talking about of 1860s. And उस दिन के बाद से आज की तारीख में Netherlands is the only place on this earth where cycle is that preached and teached. वहाँ पर साइकिलों का अलग ही हुजूम है.
Okay, इंडिया में multi-level parking for cars होता है, वहाँ पे multi-level parking for cycles.
Yeah, do Google about it and you will be blown away. Actually, Netherlands, I would definitely want to go once in my life.
Very true. In fact, very true. Akash, it's very true. In fact, जैसे यहाँ पे हमको कार की पार्किंग की जगह नहीं मिलती थी, नेदरलैंड्स में साइकिल पार्किंग की जगह नहीं मिलती. So many cycles on the roads. People go to the offices everywhere by cycle only, with all the jerkin, with all coats, blazers, everything.
Yeah.
An official does, they go to office with on the cycle. It's worth to watch in the Netherlands. It's very good place.
I swear.
So anyone else with anything?
I have a question to Akash.
Yes, sir.
You said you started your K2K journey on 15th of March.
Yes, sir.
But my question is related to that because on 22nd of March, I think it's a complete lockdown was announced.
Not abhi.
Not here, not this year. So actually,
not this year. Okay. I was thinking of this year only. Okay, sorry. I think I had missed that point. Okay.
Not a problem. It was in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay.
2016.
I'm sorry for that mistake.
No, that's okay. Anyone? No one now?
So it's now my turn to thank Urja, and thanks all the homemakers who run this small little group Urja in our society, Parivar Apartments, and I swear to God, the things you have done, and including my mother also in it, and a very, very nice gesture of actually by taking care of our grandparents also in our apartment, by them wishing them on their birthdays. It's a very beautiful, very, very kind gesture. I mean, I can't even tell you that people will be so thankful. And obviously taking care of houses in a way that taking all the e-waste from our house and throwing it off somewhere, making a day that it's the last day, take all the e-waste out. So it's the last day, take all the shit, all the bad things in your. So it's a very good community you have built up, and the things you have taken up, like connecting the dots. In my case, I think definitely kids would be very inspired. Not only kids, I think people who looked at all those beautiful moments I have lived on this earth. I mean, definitely you all can live. It's all about it's all about the feeling of actually living one moment. If in case you can just take some time out of your daily routine life, like Ruchi auntie actually has a lot of things to do in her own life. But then time nikal ke, she actually made a small effort of making these homemakers do little work for a greater good. So I should thank you all. Thank you, Ruchi Aunty. Thank you, Poonam Aunty. Thank you,
Let's wait.
Sangeeta Aunty.
People, please wait. Suman.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You guys are doing a great job. And I swear to God, even if I someday have my kids, they would definitely watch this video on YouTube and actually be very amazed of it. By the time Ruchi Aunty would be really old.
But don't you worry. See, I have seen you people, conducting Diwali melas. Now you people are right there. Also on the mic, conducting the Diwali melas.
आप ही उड़ जाओ भाई. The energy you share with people, actually, my phone gets charged every time you call me. Trust me.
अभी बोल सकता है, थोड़ी देर पहले नहीं बोल सकता था. Nina has something to say. Nina, unmute.
अभी चिल्ला रही हूँ. मैंने कहा मुझसे पूछो आकाश.
Oh yes, Meena aunty waved me off from India Gate when I came to Delhi.
Oh, okay. Okay, nice.
Yeah, I know. Good.
I swear.
Okay, I think Pooja has been able to connect another dot to the Parivarites, and I'm sure all of you will agree that Akash is not only a pride to his parents, but to the entire Parivar apartments, and of course our country too. Thank you so much, Akash. We are so very proud to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
For missing out on your sleep and joining us. Wait for our next session next month after Diwali. We will have another one, another dot there. Thank you so much.